Hey everybody, good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. So Psalms 32:11 tells us to be glad and to rejoice in the Lord. Um, I hope I hope that this is true in your life. But I want to ask a question: if you define yourself as a Christian, um, as someone who the verse says, "Those who are upright in heart," if you define yourself as that, then let me ask you something. Do people around you describe you as a joyful person? Do they describe you as someone who is glad? Do they see that joy of the Lord active in your life? And hello, guys, that just came on. So, um, I'm starting to do this little morning devotional and YouTube channel, um, mainly because I feel like God wants me to do it, but also I think it's just helpful, and hopefully it will bless people out there. But this morning we're talking a little bit about rejoicing in the Lord and being glad. I think a lot of people get hi sissy, hi loot. I think a lot of people get really distracted by life's problems and forget the blessings of God. And it's so easy to do. We can get so busy, so caught up in what we're doing to where we totally forget about what God has done and is actively doing in our life. It's interesting. There's a documentary on Netflix right now called The Family, and I'm not saying I agree with all of their theology, but the family documentary is about the group it's basically about the group that started the prayer breakfasts, the national prayer breakfasts. And so it's interesting to watch it, because you can see how the prayer breakfasts movement has kind of it's affected politics, but it's also affected Eastern Europe, and even Western Russia, for Christ, and how there's been actually a revival there. So it's interesting to see how God is moving in a powerful way through different things. And so I think sometimes we can get so caught up in negativity, and so caught up in the bad things that are happening in this world, to where we can lose sight of all the good things that the Lord is doing and how awesome He is to us. And that's why I want to encourage you to do this every morning, to get up and remind yourself of the goodness of the Lord. Because as you do that, you begin to, joy is just it's a natural thing for someone who is actively walking with Christ and receiving from Him, and just, sensing His presence, and the fact that, He's with us, His promises are true. He's not going to let us down. And Psalms 33, right at the end of 32, goes right into that, goes right into the reasons why we should be joyful. And, how glad we should be, that we are in the position that we're in, and knowing the Lord, and being partakers of the blessings that He's promised to us. And so I hope today that as you go out and face work and people, it's always challenging, but as you go out and do that, I hope that you just remember the fact that God is with you, that He is for you, that He hasn't forsaken you, even though you may experience difficulty. In fact, you're guaranteed to experience trials and tribulations. Jesus told that, but He also told us to take heart, because He's overcome the world. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Hope that your life is marked by joy, and that ultimately that from that'll just come an awesome testimony. So, and I know it will. It doesn't take much. Me and my wife were at the movies, like, I want to say it was like 2 or 3 years ago, and the guy who is behind the counter doing the popcorn, where we ordered some popcorn, and he was like, "Man, you guys are just like the happiest people I've ever seen. What is it? What's the secret? I was like, well, we've been married for a while, so that is impressive. But I said, no, the secret to our joy, the secret to our happiness is this. It's that Jesus is in our life, and he makes everything better. He does. Our life isn't easy all the time, but he is awesome. He is so good, and every good thing about us comes from him. So yeah, but God bless you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll put the link in the description for the YouTube channel, so if you're looking to get morning devotions, you can sign up, you can subscribe, and you'll be notified. But thanks guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.